狩るか狩られるか、いざ挑戦です。
Yo, what's up? Lad here. What's cooking? Our new traveler is. That's Jane. She's of the Opulence faction and hailing from Celestia. She's an apothecary that inflicts combustion for her skills. As she is part of the general pool, this should give you an insight on how good she is. This is a character that should have been released inside Orthera. But with that, let's go ahead and check her out. Ayane Sakura is her VA. She voices a lot of big name anime characters that I recognize. Glad to see her join the cast in OCTOPATH as well. Let me know if you recognize any of these characters. Let's go ahead and head on over to her notable damaging skills. Our first one is a SP cost of 78. It's a 4-hit random target axe damage attack, potency is 65, and it inflicts combustion for every hit for 2 turns. Her second notable damaging skill is a SP cost of 76. It's a 3-hit AoE axe damage attack, potency of again 65, and this inflicts combustion for 2 turns. Her third ability is an SP cost of 69. It's a 2-hit AoE axe damage attack, potency 105, and also lowers axe resist by 15% for 2 turns when the enemy is combusted. Her fourth ability is an SP cost of 50. It's a 2-hit single target axe damage attack, potency 120, and she gets a 50% potency added if the enemy is combusted. Next, her EX skill. It can only be used if the enemy is combusted. This has 2 usages. It's a 5-hit AoE axe damage attack, potency of 40. And then next, her latent ability. It's turn 4 or after, and she can reuse this after 6 turns. She's able to recast her battle skills with no SP consumed. Then for her ultimate, level 1 to level 10, she inflicts a AoE combustion to all enemies, and then she deals a 8-hit AoE axe damage attack, potency of 30 at level 1 and 40 at level 10. Then for her notable support skills, the first one is an SP cost of 52. She gives the front row an HP regen, potency of 90, and also gives them a physical attack and axe damage up by 15% for 2 turns. Her second support skill is her TP skill. It's a 30 SP cost. She gives herself dead aim, and also a 50,000 damage cap up for 3 to 6 turns depending on the boost level. Now for her passives. Her first one, she gives herself a physical attack and axe damage up of 30% when a combusted enemy is present. And for her second passive, anytime she lands a critical hit, she inflicts combustion for 2 turns and a 15% axe resist down. And then she has a 10% in fire resistance and 20 in ice. Looking at her stats here, she is top 4 physical attack, even still in JP side at 470 at level 120. But having a high attack stat doesn't matter, her first skills are lackluster. The rest of her stats are mediocre and are rather typical of an apothecary. So the main question, should you skip? And if you said yes, you're absolutely correct. A general rule of thumb for general pool units is usually that they're not that great. There are definitely a few handful of travelers in the general pool who are an exception, but Jane sadly falls under the first category. Her second passive, which allows her to lower axe resist and inflict combustion if she crits, is definitely nice. She's rather mediocre in the fact that that's all she can offer to the table. One of her biggest downfall is if the enemy is immune to combustion, and if that's the case, she becomes obsolete. Her A4 accessory is a 80 to physical attack, 20 to crit, and 40 to SP. It allows the traveler who has this accessory equipped to lower the physical defense by 10% when breaking, and also inflicts combustion to all enemies at the start of battle. This accessory is okay, but it's nowhere as good as Kanari's. You're better off working slowly towards Kanari's A4 accessory if you have her, as it's a 15% to physical defense down and also 15% to dagger resist down. When it comes to Jane's A4 accessory, I wouldn't prioritize it. Now for longevity, do you smell what Jane is cooking? I definitely don't. She's not cooking anything sitting on the benches in front of Millard, Ukes, and Heathcote. She could be useful with a party filled with axe users, but other than that, she has no other uses. Let's go ahead and finish up. Character design, 3 out of 5. For some reason, I don't like her design. She kind of reminds me of a monk rather than an apothecary. Her VA, 5 out of 5. This is a great VA with many notable great roles. Abilities, 1.5 out of 5. Only her second passive could be somewhat useful for axe teams. Longevity, 1 out of 5, benched when you get her, and only somewhat used if you decide to make an axe team, but even so, that's still a far stretch. Global NC buff, 0 out of 5, she should have gotten it. Time limited, no, 5 out of 5, she's part of the general pool. Overall impression, 1.5 out of 5. One thing's for sure, the developers did not let her cook. At this day and age with COTC, characters with these kind of skills are irrelevant. Again, she could potentially be useful against enemies that are weak to axe in an axe team, but as stated multiple times, she has no uses beyond that. So for now, keep on saving your rubies. Limited time travelers and collaboration travelers are who you want to keep your eye on. After maintenance, I will not be pulling, but to those who are pulling for some reason, good luck in your pulls. Anyways, that was it for Jane. Take care of yourself like always. Lad out.